Welcome to Live at 5. This is the Corey edition. We're back at the CORYTHON. Let's hit it.
It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHon.
We're going live at the 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. This is X65. Ooh, that's it.
We're back at the CORYTHON, everybody. We're doing it. If Corey could do it, I could do it. Jump to a few things, but we're starting with a few things. Got a few tricks. Get these butterflies out. Bird. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Live at 5. Before anything started,
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Also, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, odd Negroes, those with sensitive ears and hearts. Parental discretion is advised.
all right, we did it. Welcome to Live at 5. The only show that starts at 6:30. Well, look at that. We're at 6:17. We did it. Okay. I thought it was done. Got some clips. Gonna do some X, some scrolling. Good times. Good times. Welcome. Welcome to Live at 5. I am well aware that I only made it into 4 minutes and 27 seconds of Corey's tangent, or I like to call it a rangent, which is just a rant and a tangent. I made it to the Jew part. That was it. And then I tapped out. But I'm back. I got the sweatbands on. I'm back. Headbands back. Sweatbands back. Corey's back. Look, Corey's there. There he is. He's back. We're ready to do it again. We're trying it again. First, as I mentioned, as you can see in the title, no affirmations today. We're just kicking it. It's Saturday. If you're joining me, thank you. Just hanging out, guys. Just hanging out. Low key. It says low key in the title. Low key. But let's get into
What you heard? That's what you hearing. That's what you hearing. Listen. That's what you hearing. Listen. That's what you hearing. Listen. X gon' give it to you. What? Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop-up and stainless steel. Go hard, getting
I wish a nigga.
Such a good heart that I make a motherfucker wonder if he did. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am light, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I break who you sending me. You motherfuckers never wanted nothing but your life saved. Bitch, and that's on a light day. I'm getting down. Like a nigga said freeze. But won't be the one ending up on his knees. please, bitch, please. But the only thing you cats did was came out to play. Stay out my way, motherfucker.
All right. It's time for X gonna give it to you. Some stories that I saved, bookmarked, that I want to share. And I'll talk about them. Maybe read some comments. Have fun with it. All right. Share my screen. So we got hot off the press. You're never gonna guess who's back. Guess who just touched down? Who just touched down back on U.S. soil? No other than, well, first I will be talking about Obama today because I saw him also. He's back to that school and shit. Listen, y'all better stop. It's back to his, like, I don't know, it's not quite Martin Luther, it's not quite Malcolm X. It's like it sounds like somebody who is infatuated with Elvis Presley, like he is.
Obama.
But that's a little further down. We'll get into Obama. I'll play his another mulatto rant. Whatever he's too comfortable. I thought he was on vacation. He comes back just scolding people. Not here for it. I got the wristbands on. I'm not here for it. All right. Let's get into X gonna give it to you. Hot off. Of course, if you like what you're hearing, please.
I wish a nigga
would like, subscribe, and share.
It's not going to be a long one. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Share the screen real quick. Look who it is, guys. Look who's back. Oneja's back, everybody. She just touched down. She's back in New York. She just touched down. And, of course, in Oneja fashion, Mrs. Robinson, well, this guy spelled his name wrong. I don't know if it's spelled like that. I don't know about sin. Like maybe Robinson. She's his son. Who knows? They gave her a fit check. I haven't watched it yet. I saved it. Again, it's not like a reaction thing. I'm not going to be doing Kai Cenat getting a hand job on stream. I'm just going to.
Holy shit!
I'm just going to respond. Again, this is me checking in on the internet in a new segment I like to call You Good?
Oh! You good? You good?
Yesterday was Kanye. Today's Oneja. I'll get the name. Oneja Robinson. Son. I know. All right. Let's play the clip. If I got to blow it up, is that something I got to do? Am I in? No. Okay. Hold on. We'll get it. Oh, hold on. All right.
Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, hello.
I'm good. What's your name and where you from?
My name is Oneja. I'm from the Bronx.
Cool. The BX is in the house. Stop playing with her.
In the house.
Yeah. We see your fit subscribers today.
Well, my fit right now, I'm wearing Fenty from Rihanna. Chanel. You know, that's how I get down, light work.
Stop playing with her. If you give anybody a styling tip, what would it be?
Well, I would say wear a loose shirt, tight pants, and some rocking shoes that's comfortable. Get comfortable.
Oh, okay. We love that. Would you rather have a partner with style or funds?
I'd rather have a partner with style, honestly, because funds will always come in.
What's your favorite song right now?
My favorite song right now is Pakistani. Y'all will understand that later on.
Okay. What's your favorite meal?
My favorite meal is McDonald's. Honestly, I'm always eating McDonald's.
Okay, say Swaggetarian. Stop playing with her. You look amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Respect for Allah, respect for Allah, respect for the law, respect for the law, respect for the law.
Love it. Love that. She's back. She's looking fabulous. She's got on Fenty. She said Fenty and Christian Dior. Love it. Let's see what the chat's saying. Clearly, what I'm calling a mess, I've heard that she's dropping some music. And if that's true, please let that be true. She said she's coming out with a new album or a new single. Here we go. Tacky. Okay. All right. All right. That's not nice. Let's see what we got. I don't want to spoil the next story. Scrolling down. All right, we did this one. Hold on. Let's see what we got. Outside of the joke, she has a mild intellectual disability. Shit. That's pretty mean. Okay. I think the sock is Dior and the boots are Chanel, maybe. Don't matter to me. She's entertaining. I like that. I agree. What else we got? She's just naturally funny. She doesn't even need to try hard. That's a fact. That's a fact. Infatuation. Instant. Oh, that's what she was wearing. Look at that. They found the shoe. Cinderella, we did it. We did it.
Regular, it's regular, no.
And seriously, shout outs to her. Welcome back to the city.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family, really of the whole American family. I mean, who wasn't raised by a black woman? I know I was.
They found the shoe. So that's great. She wasn't lying. There it goes. She was crushing it. Crushing it. All right. Look at that.
Fucking game!
Fantastic. Well, welcome back. Let's heart it. Let's do that. And we got it. She's back. She's wearing Dior. She's funnier than ever. I swear, if she doesn't get, she should get a show. Just give her a show. Let her just rock out. Saying hi to the chat. Our Negroes, two in the chat, aka Marcella, my love, in the chat, as always. Support her. If you don't have to get close to the mic, I like to get close to the mic. Saying hi. But Elijah's back, y'all. And she's just crushing it. She's crushing it again. We'll get into corny Corey. But let's get into story number 2. What else we got? I got them all lined up. Let's see what we got. Story number 2. I feel like an old man, but it's not right because you practice it and then you biff it. But I feel like an old man scrolling around, looking around like a freak. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that makes you scroll around and look like a freak.
Fucking game! Fuck what you heard! That's what you're hearing live. That's what you're hearing. That's what you're hearing. That's what you're hearing. Let's go give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. Let's go deliver to
X65. Ooh, that's good.
Story number 2. Let's get back out. There's a couple of things I say that I want to talk about. That's all. No biggie. Bam. Okay. Now. Well, we have a button for that. It goes.
okay. Well.
I'm not gonna sit here and start doing that. Burning them up. These are 2 great additions to 2 forms. Well, no, one has 2 forms of entertainment. Makes pretty good music, really good music. really good. Let me stop. This is America in those summertime and those songs are bangers. Let me stop. He makes really good music. I can't, the new one, I can't tell you like a favorite one off of that because he named them after algorithms or something. Something like that. So I wasn't smart enough to get it. But it's a great addition. I wouldn't take him out. I wouldn't take him out. I wouldn't take any of them out, actually. But this is problematic. I mean, you know, because then they're gonna have to do. I know he probably has children. I'm not sure if she has children. Stu they still black though, with black experiences. So that's what I'm saying. They still, Atlanta has to be the blackest show ever made, and then you get. I'm talking about modern black too, not Cosby black. Listen.
Oh, you good?
Not Cosby black. This is like a new version where there's drug use and fornication and infidelity and baby mama drama. Cosby don't know anything about that. This nigga had exes and all this other shit in that show. Donald Glover. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm not trying to rewatch all of Jordan Peele's movies again to figure out what he was trying to say with all those other things. So yes, I'm still highly interested in their future projects and their current projects. But yeah, this is problematic because again, the kids are gonna come and they're gonna be mixed kids sharing the talent and the culture, just giving it away. Giving it away. Well, let's see the comments. Let's jump into the comments. See what we got. Hot off the press. Also, proximity has a lot to do with dating. Huh. Okay. True. Oh, he threw up his magazine. Okay, fair enough. It's so strange to give a shit what race someone's partner is. It's strange to give a shit about these guys' personal lives at all. Enjoying art is enough. And then this person attacks. Nigga last name was Lopez. Oh no. See, they start attacking each other in the damn thing. But I kind of am on the fence with Artisto and Stu. Kind of agree with both of them, but I see this is a weak. It's kind of weak because of course we care. That's what X is about. That's what the internet is about. Of course we care. That's not you participating and telling people that they're stupid for caring is also being stupid for caring. You're doing the same thing. That goes to all the negators in chat rooms who just are there to bully people and make fun of them and fuck around. You are also doing the same thing that you're making fun of them for doing. I don't know we're both here. We're both doing it. We're both here. We're just all as in it, guilty equally. What else we got? Yeah, but they talking about this is America and Get Out when they getting in bed with the same America. Y'all hate slavery movies unless an interracial couple makes them. Someone says, so I'm sure this makes sense to you. I don't know how people write Tombout. Tombout. He said, my name is my name. Oh, man. He has a point, though. He has a point, but it's hard to read. He said, y'all talking about there's America and Get Out. When they getting in the bed, parentheses. I don't know why he put that in parentheses. Because they actually are. So if he's being ironic, he could have just left it. With the same America. Y'all hate slavery movies unless an interracial couple makes them. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if she helped make the movie. Is that Is that a fact? Did this lady help make Get Out and all the movies? Is that right? Did she help with Atlanta? No, I understand the muse. I get that part. He's fucking. He's got ideas. He's going back and forth. Hey, so Paperboy's gonna get a contract or something, and then he's gonna lose the contract, and then we gotta go back to the hood, and then that's my Donald Glover. We gotta go back to the hood, and then Paperboy he's gonna find a contract, and then we're gonna get back on the road. What do you think about that? She's like, babe, what if you added Cat Williams? That was her idea. She said Cat Williams and a gator. If that was her idea, they got to tell us that. They got to tell us if they came up, if they helped with those really crazy parts of the.
It's twisted. Somebody did that thing to somebody else. That somebody maybe has. It's crazy.
I would love to know if it's true, but like I said, he has a point. There's a point. He said, what y'all talking about? He said, y'all talking about This America, you better get out of here, get out. Unless the movies start in the interracial couples. Okay, so I'm gonna like this one. I like that. It does make sense, Stu. Now I wanna see how they're doing this guy. The second I saw that Naruto photo, they always go to your profile pic. That's why you got to be careful. But there's nothing wrong with liking Naruto. Well, hold on. You see? We talked about this. Liking anime, playing video games. These are not things you make fun of people for anymore. Sorry. That's not it. That's not it, because who you should be focusing on.
That's a good point. Although he is a pedophile. If you only show it to children, they're going to think it's big. Yeah, he is a pedophile.
You should be focusing on the pedophiles. Stop worrying about people who are investing their time in out of country art. That's not a bad thing. And that's,
This is the Asian pork rind.
Yeah, what up? That's the bullshit. Let's go back. I knew once I saw that Naruto. See, that ain't right. We was in for some dumb shit. Oh, you see that? KJ, Kid Justice. I don't know what that means. Is he a rapper? He's a Scorpio. All right. You didn't have to call him stupid. It's not a stupid comment. Just the talking about. You don't have to write talking about. You're saying talking about. You're saying talking about. Just write talking about. But when you say it, you can say it how you say it how you say it in real life. But you don't have to write slang. That's dumb. And now you're fighting the autocorrect because it's definitely trying to not spell that, and you are forcing it to talk stupid. So that's dumb.
Champagne to fill the Nile.
All right, so I'm not gonna go too long with this, but let's see what we got. It's one more. Your name Zeustifer turned a Caucasian named Greek. Of course, your hazing ass want any and everything to do with them what folks. What folks. But the whole time the group mentality doesn't allow y'all to see this. Now, I feel like I'm reading something from like T.I. T.I. talks like this. So hold on. He's blowing him up. He found some old work. Hold on. He's got some receipts. He's got some work. He's calling him out. He's calling his bluff. Hold on. He said he saw the movie as a comedic satire on interracial relationships, so he's mocking y'all with satire, knowing y'all would eat it up. This is how they see us, babe. Laughing to the bank. Got it. Well, even if he was surprised by the reaction to his movie because he thought we'll see it in the way he did, he thought it was lighthearted. Still mocking y'all, though. Got him. He's got a point. It's even more clever to make content that's pro-black and you're dating a white person. That's kind of bold. It's kind of fresh, right? You're challenging your partner's views. Well, they probably don't think like that. You never know. You never know.
White people doing white people things.
You never know. They always got slavery on the back of their mind. That's what I think. But like I said, the views and my opinions expressed on this program are those of my own, and also on Elon's platform. All right, that's it. Grow up, Unc. All right, that's fun. Okay, we'll do one more. This is fun. We'll do one more, and then I'm gonna get into Corey. Get into the start the show. Start the damn show. Let's not forget while we're here, right? Let's not forget.
It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON.
It's time.
One more story. What we got? Oh, it's a potluck. She's back. I got her again. Awesome. I was hoping. All right. Now we got another interview with the Pakistani queen, Nigel Robertson. She's back. Like I said. That's it. Interesting. Jill Scott's that's Jill Scott just turned 53. She looks great. That's not. I saved that just to. We should probably say happy birthday to Jill Scott. She's great. It's her birthday the other day. All right, she's out here. I want to see what she's doing, what she's saying, what she's up to. Start over.
Not a thing. Like people think Dubai, it was a situation that happened in Dubai that I couldn't get over at the time, and that was it. How long were you there for? I was there for a month. Wow. After Pakistan. Yes, I was. That is so crazy. So then how did you end up getting out? Like, did you get in touch with like the embassy or? Actually, I'll keep all that private and tell you guys that later. Okay, so I want to ask this. Are you? Yes, I am. Actually on a romantic date. You know, we had we met through the internet, basically. Right. But is he in Pakistan? Yes, he is. No. So have you like? Okay. So when do you plan on going back? You know, we're gonna discuss that. But right now, we all staying in New York soon. So shout out to everybody. Respect for the law. Respect for the law. Respect to the law. Respect for the law. Respect for the law. Respect to the law. Wait. So really, really fast. Okay. Wait. So there was a guy that you showed, and he was kind of bothering you, and you had a cigarette. You said, "I'll burn your face." What happened? Because the people were kind of taking that was my driver.
Hey.
Yeah.
Move over, John. Yeah. Get the grill.
See,
Get the grill face.
Funny, because I'm people think like this goes back to like high school. People think when they do things like that, they're making fun of them. Not at all. She's going to use those videos when she rises to stardom. We have no problem giving work to people with mental disabilities. We hired them to be the president of the United States of America. So we're very fond of people with they're capable. They're still capable. It's just different. It's different. Okay, that was a blast. We'll do more of that. that was fun. If you guys enjoyed that, I mean, by all means, if you like that.
I wish a nigga would like, subscribe, and share.
All right. Well, there you have it. That was fun. That was X gonna give it to you.
Fucking damn! Fuck what you heard! It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop-up, I'm stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make a motherfucker wonder if he did. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am light, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I'll break who you sending me. You motherfuckers never want to I'm getting down, like a nigga said freeze. Won't be the one ending up on his knees, bitch.
All right. That was X gonna give it to you. It's Corey time. That's what I've been waiting for. That was fun. That was fun. We're gonna switch it over to Corey. I remember 4 minutes and 27 seconds. That's all I had. He started talking about Palestine and no, not even. He started talking about Ukraine and crying. He started vocal frying and crying again. And you want to hear it? Try to get through some. I mean, the most of it, the gist of it. Let's step this up. 1080p. Let's get that going. Okay, got the sweatbands. Got the headband. It's Corey time. I mean, if you got to take a bathroom break, you got to stop looking up Flex Stevie Wonder. Flex Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, Pagala. All that jumping is making me nervous.
They jump so much because they have superpowers. ¿Qué no entiendes, chingao?
All right, so it's time. It's Corey time, guys. It's Corey time.
Y'all doing it's affecting y'all, not us.
All right. It's Corey time. 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Which to him wasn't much time. Since he said he did this for us. Nobody asked him to do this. Stop this. Stop this nonsense. Nonsense. I did this for y'all. For who? Corey? Interracial pop. It's like, where'd he go? I went on stream on purpose. Come on, guys. Do you know this is the 16th show as a collective that we've done on this platform? Round of applause.
I do.
What?
16th show. Not bad.
Once again, I'm not reckless. I'm just talking the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
Can't stop now. Wristbands on, can't stop, headband on. It's Corey time. Let's get it. Oh boy, here we go. Let's go, Corey. What do you got? Hit me.
Being all while things are happening that you know. What's about to happen in this reconciliation process? I mean, that's one of the most stunning things. It's almost immediate on this floor. I think how far the president will go, but we do know whatever it is, it's going to affect prices. As the stock markets continue to go down, as people's 401ks have lost so much money, are you better off than you were 71 days ago? Not many Americans would say that they're better off. Their costs are higher, their groceries are higher. They're soon to see everything from car prices to food go higher.
Tariffs, baby.
Their retirement security is under attack. Their health care is under attack. They're losing their Department of Education. They're less safe from infectious diseases abroad.
Subscribe and share. It's free if you have the internet.
There's so many things that we have to talk to and try to stop. And you're our leader on the Finance Committee. And you know that the tax thing, they're trying to run through this now. I'm trying to get my head wrapped around these wacky parliamentary things that even the podcasts I listened to in morning to in say ago now, that the trillions of dollars of tax cuts that we're going to give disproportionately to the wealthiest people of all.
Let me refresh. It's acting nuts. Per usual. Do it live. You would think PBS, right? Oh. It's okay. We already went over that anyway. I hit that one already. I'm trying to, like 5 minutes in. Maybe I got to lower the quality. I hope not, but we'll see. So we'll do like 5 minutes in. We talked about that already. He talked about his podcast that he won't name, which I already know the name of it. It's the Obama podcast with Bruce Springsteen. Obama! That's the one he listens to. The Bruce Springsteen and Obama podcast, Make America Great Again or whatever. America's never been not been great or whatever.
They're paying rent.
Come on. We got it. Let's go a little further in. Let's do five.
The chaos that they feel about the economy, the consumer confidence in this country has gone way down. If you ask the question, are you better off than you were 71 days ago? Not many Americans would say that they're better off. Their costs are higher, their groceries are higher. They're soon to see everything from car prices to food go higher. Their retirement security is under attack. Their health care is under attack. They're losing their Department of Education. They're less safe from infectious diseases abroad. There's so many things that we have to talk to and try to stop. And you're our leader on the Finance Committee. And you know that the tax thing, they're trying to run through this now. I'm trying to get my head wrapped around these wacky parliamentary things that even the podcasts I listen to in morning to inform me say They even spoke about this years and years ago, but to try to tell the American people somehow that the trillions of dollars of tax cuts that we're going to give disproportionately to the wealthiest people of all, oh, there's nothing to see here that has a zero impact on the budget, so we can do it through reconciliation. That is the biggest hocus pocus, manufactured artifice that I've ever seen to obscure the truth in America. That what the Republicans are trying to do is cut massively into health care for Americans in order to give tax cuts to the wealthiest, disproportionately to the wealthiest who don't need it, and to drive up the deficit. It's making our children and our children's children have a more dangerous economy. We are literally about to see something go through reconciliation that threatens to sacrifice our children's future so the richest of the rich can get richer.
Rich people like that.
And so I know there's a lot of people who are angry. I know of only one way to do this, and I'm trying to do it myself, is to do things differently, to stand up, to speak up, to not act like this is just normal in our country. There's not a president from Eisenhower to Reagan, Bush, or the Republican that could ever imagine a day where in a UN vote, we side with Russia and China against the Western democracies that we saved in World War II, that we stormed beaches of Normandy for.
This is the part I gave up.
That we did the Berlin airlift for.
I got it.
That we did the Marshall Plan for. We designed the world order, and now we're turning our back on it. We designed the rules-based world order, and we're turning our back on those organizations.
Don't hit
from trashing NATO to getting out of the World Health Organization to getting out of the group of countries coming together to deal with climate change. We're not leading the planet Earth anymore. Our allies are saying openly they can't trust us. The quotes are unbelievable by our allies. Generations of Americans all know one thing: Russia is our adversary. This principle was reinforced after Russia's brutal, unprovoked invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022.
Like this.
The American public knows a lot about Putin and his cronies and what they've done to the brave people of Ukraine. Russia has abducted over 19,000 children, taking them from their families and homeland.
This is the shit.
Russia has targeted civilians, bombing hospitals and schools, including a strike on a children's hospital during the supposed ceasefire negotiations. Just a few weeks ago, Russian forces have raped and assaulted Ukrainian civilians.
He's talking about who?
And Russia has tortured prisoners of war.
All right. I'm talking.
One would think, given all the horrors inflicted by Russia, that the United States would continue to treat Russia as the adversary and the pariah that other Western democracies treat it. But that's not what Trump has done. He's done the opposite. On the third anniversary of Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, the Trump administration joined Russia and North Korea in voting against a UN resolution condemning the invasion that has killed over 12,000 Ukrainian civilians and injured 30,000. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
I had the foreign minister of a great ally in NATO in my office looking at me and saying, basically, what the heck?
He said, what that? Look at him again.
My friend Chris Murphy on the floor, we sit close to each other. He's further up the dais than me in foreign relations. And this stuff is insanity. Here's NBC News. President Donald Trump has said Ukraine, not Russia, started the war. He called Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, not Vladimir Putin, he called Zelensky a dictator. Meanwhile, Trump's administration is standing down on a suite of tough anti-Kremlin policies. In just over a month, Trump has executed a startling realignment of American foreign policy, effectively throwing U.S. support behind Moscow and rejecting the tight alliance with Kiev, cultivated by former President Joe Biden. The extraordinary pivot has upended decades of hawkish foreign policy towards Russia that provided a rare area of bipartisan consensus in an increasingly divided nation. Trump's recent moves have drawn international attention, unsettling U.S. alliances and thrilling conservative populists who favor a turn away from Zelensky. The new posture was put in stark relief on Friday during a tense Oval Office meeting, we all remember this, between Trump and Zelensky. The leaders clashed in front of the press, raising questions about the future of American support for Kyiv. Alliances and partners around the world are our biggest strength against any U.S. adversary or competitor, from China to Russia to Iran to North Korea. We are the strongest nation on the planet Earth, but our strength is multiplied and magnified when we stand in alliance with nations that share our values and are bonded to us and are committed to us. In fact, the only time Article 5 in the United Nations, that article that says that if one person in NATO is attacked, everyone is attacked, and they all join together, that one time it happened was 9/11, when our NATO allies stood up with America. And so look at NATO. It's been the bedrock of the international order for 80 years. It was created in 1949 by 12 countries, including the United States, to provide collective security, and in many ways to provide collective security against the Soviets through 10 rounds of enlargement, bringing the total number of NATO countries to 32. The most recent additions were Sweden in 2024 and Finland in 2023, who applied to join NATO in 2022 after Russia invaded Ukraine.
What are we talking about?
Those countries are realizing that the authoritarian dictator that Putin is, who threatens his smaller neighbors, those other nations have realized they should be standing with NATO. That we have a principle of collective defense, as I said, enshrined in Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty. Collective defense means an attack on one ally is considered an attack against all allies.
Holy shit.
A strong NATO has made America safer and stronger and more prosperous. My colleagues on both sides of the aisle have recognized this. I've been in this body for 12 years. I've been told by people who I've learned from about foreign policy when I came here as a mayor and leaned on people like Chris Coons, and leaned on people like Chris Murphy, leaned on people like John McCain, leaned on people like Lindsey Graham, leaned on people like Senator Rubio.
Shout outs to John McCain and Lindsey Graham.
He helped pass a law that enshrined congressional action before the president can withdraw from NATO. That law passed with overwhelming bipartisan support. 87 senators voted yes. Senator Rubio, now Secretary of State, said, and I quote, "NATO serves as an essential military alliance that protects shared natural interests and enhances America's international presence. Any decision to leave the alliance should be rigorously debated and considered by the U.S. Congress with the input of the American people." 2 weeks ago, though,
he's crying again.
on March 19th in 2025, in response to news that the Pentagon may give up the role of supreme allied commander in Europe, a position held by an American general since the NATO alliance was formed in 1949, Republican Senator Wicker and Representative Rogers signaled their oppositions in an extraordinarily joint statement warning to Donald Trump that change would, quote, risk undermining American deterrence around the globe. I want to read some of the comments of NATO partners about the damage that has been done in just the last 71 days of Trump's leadership in upending the world order that has helped to keep America strong and stronger and safer and more prosperous. The EU's top diplomat said the free world needs a new leader. Think about that. Think about that.
15 minutes. All right.
The EU's top diplomat has said in response to Donald Trump that now the free world needs a new leader. Every president of my lifetime was seen as the leader of the free world, and now the rest of the free world, its top diplomat,
so many waiters
said, my absolute priority will be to strengthen Europe as quickly as possible, so that step by step we can really achieve independence from the USA.
Uh-oh.
He went on to say, I never thought I would have to say something like this on a television program, but after Donald Trump's statements, it is clear that the Americans, at least this part of the Americans, this administration, are largely indifferent to the fate of Europe. Our ancestors saved Europe. Our ancestors stormed beaches in Normandy, paratrooped into Europe, liberated concentration camps. Our ancestors sacrificed blood and treasure for Europe. It turned Germany from one of history's worst despotic states into a global economic power and a democracy. We were there at the Berlin airlift. We were there for the Marshall Plan. And now Europe is saying it is clear that the Americas, at least that part of the Americas, this administration are largely indifferent to the fate of Europe. That is not true. That is not true. And as long as I have breath in my body and blood in my veins, I will join with the other people on both sides of the aisle. God bless you, Roger Wicker, for standing with the understanding that America is the strongest nation in the world, but our strength is multiplied and magnified when we stand with our allies from Germany to Japan, from Australia to Iceland, that when our country stands up, we don't bully our neighbors like Canada, we don't threaten our allies like Iceland, like Greenland, we don't threaten smaller, weaker nations like Panama. We don't upend the world order. Donald Trump does not speak for me. He does not speak for the traditions of this body. He doesn't speak for the people that are buried, Americans that are buried in fields in Germany and in France and all over Europe.
Oh, shit, he's quiet.
Here is former Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin's speech at NATO and the Atlantic Council.
Back to Melina.
On April 4th, 1949, 12 democracies came together in the wake of 2 world wars and the dawn of a new Cold War, and they all remembered, as President Truman put it then, the sickening blow of unprovoked aggression. That's what Truman said. They were coming together against the sickening blow of unprovoked aggression. You hear that, Putin? And so they vowed to stand together for their collective defense and to safeguard freedom and democracy across Europe and North America. They made a solemn commitment declaring that an armed attack against one ally would be considered an attack against all. Now, that commitment was enshrined in Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty. It was the foundation of what NATO...
When he says... When he says these things, like when you attack one person and attacks us all, why doesn't anyone speak like that when it comes to Black deaths? As an American citizen, I want to steal that motto. Anything that happens to one American citizen, as long as they're an American citizen, it happens to us all, no matter what color they are. As long as you're an American citizen, specifically
The Black Hebrew Israelites.
should be protected by any means necessary. That he's about to wow out because he says how bad we look when we don't defend people who are not even from this country. I don't give a fuck about that. Sorry.
I don't need.
They make you turn into the villain. They want it. They want the villain. They want you to be upset. They want you to be angry. You start your speech like this, don't go to his Wikipedia page because it will say how he's the first Black a whole bunch of things, and he has not mentioned Black people yet, and he's been up there for fucking how long? What do we got?
Of NATO, and it still is
20 minutes, and he's been talking about everywhere from NATO to potatoes to
what are we talking about?
Robert Brooks just was murdered on television. Rest in peace to Robert Brooks. Murdered on television by a staff of hyenas that were supposed to be hired to protect and make sure that they serve their sentence and go home. That's it.
And all this stuff that's going on political and these people up here, they don't care about us. Because the stuff that whatever y'all doing, it's affecting y'all, not us.
Corey, get to your point, brother.
This. And on that bedrock, we have built the strongest and most successful defense alliance in all of human history, and I'll say one of the most prosperous blocks of democratic countries. Throughout the Cold War, NATO deterred Soviet aggression against Western Europe and prevented a Third World War. In the 1990s, NATO used air power to stop ethnic cleansing in Bosnia and Herzegovina and in Kosovo. And the day after September 11th, 2001, when Al-Qaeda terrorists attacked our country, including slamming a plane into the Pentagon not far from here, NATO invoked Article 5 for the first and only time in history. I yield for a question while retaining the floor. I yield to one of my more Swahili than I'll ever know. I yield to the guy who, when he speaks up in the Senate, people on both sides of the aisle listen. I yield to my friend who has real friendships, who when I came to and said, we are seeing the worst famines on the planet Earth, that Joe Biden didn't put enough money into the world feeding programs. He went to another appropriator over there, another friend of ours, Lindsey Graham, and together we got billions of dollars of more that saved hundreds of thousands of lives. You are a prince of a man. You are my friend. You are somebody that is a hero who folks don't know their name, that you have affected with your strength on foreign policy. Dear God, friend, I yield the floor for a question while retaining the floor.
I ask my friend.
Excuse me, I'm going to say that correctly. I yield for a question while retaining the floor. I do not yield the floor.
I ask my friend and colleague from New Jersey if he is familiar with Psalm 30, verse 5.
How would he do that?
Not at this moment.
I offer to repeat it because I think it speaks to this moment. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. This is a holy month. It is the month of Lent. It is the month of Ramadan. It is the period of reflection preceding Passover. And my question to my colleague is rooted in a scripture in the Torah, in the Psalms, forgive me, known to both of us, one widely engaged in these days. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. This is a reminder both of the possibility of redemption,
don't make a lick of sense,
the urgency
a big
of
city
hope,
built below sea level,
and of your night-long sacrifice on this floor. Let me ask, if I might, two more questions of my friend and colleague. To my colleague from New Jersey, are you familiar with a front-page story on the Washington Post?
Ain't about logic, because you know magic when you see it or when you taste it. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Go back to my home country. You can get reconnected with your roots. Yeah, go back.
There better not be any Spanish there, okay? Especially
New Orleans, don't make a lick of sense to most people.
unexplored
A big city built below sea level that throws logic out the window and beads to strangers. And our chicken is no different. A fast food restaurant selling fried chicken that takes 12 hours to marinate? That makes no sense. But it does make delicious. The best recipe for big flavor ain't about logic. Because you
have to bring up Ramadan, but then say they're Jew holiday in the beginning, because I told you Corey is a Jewish boy. In his heart, his little Jewish heart, his big Jewish heart, he's still Hava. Tiffany Haddish shit.
You know where that came? That came from me.
Tiffany, he believes he's chosen. He just praised this white man.
White people doing white people things.
Yeah, really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
I've been hearing that a lot. On Spotify.
Wait, it's what? Say it again. Our Negroes?
All right, I'll get back. I got this. It's endurance. It's all about endurance. I'm trying. I am trying.
Titled, Trump's USAID cuts cripple American response to Myanmar earthquake, an article running today in the Washington Post.
I have not read the paper this day, but I
had suspected that might be the case, given that my colleague from New Jersey has dedicated his night to standing tall and fighting hard to make sure that the people of the United States know what is going on. And I'll share with you just for a moment that it hurt my heart to watch the national evening news last night and see a Chinese humanitarian emergency response team celebrated as they pulled survivors out of the earthquake rubble in Myanmar. It did not hurt my heart that there are Chinese nationals providing emergency.
It's twisted. Somebody did that thing to somebody else. Somebody maybe he's crazy.
So they watched the news. So he's watching the news. So he saw something on the news that took his heart out of his chest, and he decided to do something about it. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not crazy.
White people doing white people things.
Okay,
Best in the world at responding to humanitarian. Exactly those people had just received termination letters, and there with USAID had just been suspended. Normally, in every humanitarian lifetime, the first in are the men and women of USAID and the U.S. Armed Forces. Whether a tsunami, a tornado, wildfires, or an earthquake, we had world-leading humanitarian response capabilities. And I think it is a tragedy that we have not. I think it is a tragedy, and it is reflected in both this article that I've asked my colleague about and in the response of the world, that we have created an enormous opening for the PRC to come in and do what we previously did so well. Let me ask another question, if I might, of my colleague. Are you familiar with what has just happened to food banks all over our nation in terms of an announcement about impending deliveries of badly needed surplus food? This, I suspect, will be the focus of your future comments on agriculture, but I mention it as something that has impacted my state, and I suspect yours as well.
First of all, I want to state discipline. When you ask me a question, to yield for a question, I want to say I yield for a question while retaining the floor. And I want to say to the colleague, I'm familiar with some of this, but
because if he doesn't say those things, it would not count that he actually was up there for the amount of time that he's already been up there for 25 minutes. If he yields the floor, it would mean that he's giving up his positioning as talking speaker, and which would break the record that he is so desperately trying to break. You got the rules. You got the rules. He said, I found the rules. I remember how to play the game. They haven't mentioned. We're just talking about American citizens right now.
CORYTHON.
It's been 25 minutes. We're now mentioning American citizens.
CORYTHON.
It's time for the soldiers. They're going to the I've got the black ones. All right, whatever. I don't care. Your funeral, dude. Your funeral. All Back to the CORYTHON. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. If you joined me for the first time, welcome. If you joined me for the last time, I'm sorry to hear that.
I wish a nigga
like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, don't just stand there. If it looks like a breakdown, do something. Do something about it. Don't just stand there. Donate to Corey and your corny Corey.
It's a word that some gay man made up.
If as a part of a question to me and not anything resembling a colloquy, I will yield for a question while retaining the floor if you have another question.
To my colleague, are you familiar with an article, USDA halts millions of dollars worth of deliveries to food banks?
I'm pretty sure I am. I am.
I will simply then ask my colleague a question.
Therefore, if you were going to ask me a question, I yield for a question while retaining the floor.
To my colleague, I ask the question, are you familiar with the cuts that have been imposed to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, suspending hundreds of millions of Americans in need, and the justification for that being offered?
I am familiar. I've mentioned it earlier in this last 15 hours, but thank you.
Last question.
I yield for a question while retaining the floor.
Familiar with when, whether, and why NATO has invoked Article 5, and how the service, the point I believe my colleague was beginning to speak to, which is the common cause and the common purpose shown by all of our NATO allies in America's greatest moment of need in recent decades after the attacks of 9/11.
I am very familiar with that. It haunts me that when America was in crisis, I live 11 miles from ground zero.
All those Jews that died in that building.
And to my colleague, are you aware which of our European NATO allies lost per capita the highest number of their soldiers in combat, serving alongside American service members? A nation I visited, a nation whose service members I visited, a nation that is today aggrieved by comments made recently. Are you familiar with our trusted ally, Denmark?
Yes, I am. That country that has shed more blood than any of our allies, side by side, fighting with America, is Canada.
Denmark.
Oh, it's Denmark.
Denmark lost per capita.
What are we talking about?
Excuse me. Let me simply ask of my colleague one more question.
Thank you very much. I yield for a question while retaining the floor.
Is my colleague aware that broadly distributed across our NATO allies is service and sacrifice, including the loss of their troops in combat, and that every single loss in combat was a loss of great service and sacrifice by our NATO allies?
Yes, I am familiar, and I'm grateful for you making those points as we threaten Greenland and Denmark and try to bully them in a way that, with rhetoric that fashions more after the behavior of Vladimir Putin's threatening before the Ukrainian invasion, as opposed to what allies do, who are grateful for shared sacrifice, who are grateful for shared prosperity. What is happening right now to me is shameful. How we're treating our allies is unacceptable. And the tariffs that will be imposed will indeed hurt Canada and other NATO allies, but they will hurt us in the long run more, not only in the immediacy of the driving up of prices for Americans.
We're winning. You
What
see
the president is doing is he turns his on Republican traditions and American and Democratic traditions. It's going to hurt us more as a nation in the long run, as other countries look to other places for leadership of the free world.
Will my colleague yield for another question?
I yield for a question while retaining the floor.
Is my colleague familiar with the testimony of General Jim Mattis, a decorated 4-star Marine Corps general who served as Secretary of Defense in the previous Trump administration, who testified about what the consequences would be if we were to defund development and diplomacy?
I hope that the colleague of mine, who again has been a mentor, a friend on all things foreign policy, my belief is that he's referring to when General Mattis sat before the United States Senate and said very pointedly, if you cut the foreign aid, if you cut organizations like USAID, if you cut the programs of the State Department, then buy me more bullets.
Will my colleague yield for a final question?
I yield for a question while retaining the floor.
I say that.
Does my colleague have an opinion about whether it strengthens or harms America in our national security to have an earned reputation as a nation of compassion, a nation that comes to the aid of those suffering through humanitarian disasters, a nation of compassion that provides health care and access for retirement and decency, a nation that cares for the least of these on the margins of the world, and that has a just and inclusive society at home? Does my colleague have an opinion about whether it strengthens or weakens our nation at home and abroad to earn a reputation for compassion and reliability, or instead to deserve a reputation for unreliability?
I don't know why compassion comes in when it has to come from a different country. This country is not capable of compassion. They would have done it already. Compassion is reparations. Compassion is admitting that you've done a heinous crime to your own citizens, a war crime that you haven't paid for. You got away with murder. Literally and figuratively, you got away with murder. Obama's doing the same shit. That same weird ass.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love.
Unless you're black. To be not aware of what has been happening to you. I do not know why your body counts are so high in deaths. You kill each other, so the compassion, there's no compassion in this country. Stop pretending that we have to find it for somebody else. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
I don't know why you don't get to say that. You don't get to say, hey, listen, you're talking, yeah, right. They find themselves not guilty, right? Meanwhile, we are the ones that have to find compassion. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make sense to me. Clearly, we're the ones with compassion. You're the ones who did the crime.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was my doing.
You did the crime. No time served. Just like those fucking cops who killed Robert Brooks. All right, back to the bullshit. Back to the bullshit. It's hard. It's hard. Sweating. That's why I got the wristband, got the headband, sweating. Don't press the pause button. Don't press the pause button. Again, if you like what you hear,
I wish a nigga
would like, subscribe, and share.
It's time for the CORYTHON. 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 It's time for the CORYTHON.
Not champagne to fill the Nile. No. Not floors. You're putting yourself and everyone else away from danger. I need you to give me hold on, who are you? The last of Hestia compels you to reveal the truth.
Just to you, Corey. Yeah, the greatest guy that's so much. White people. White people think.
Come on, man. What would Jesus do if he was an old ass stripper?
I'm just trying to figure out, what do you want, Corey? You want from us? He wants us to do what? What does he want us to do? I see a lot of people like in the comments with this shit. They're like, he's a hero. They're putting up Martin Luther King memes. I'm just trying to figure out he wants us to be on his side for what? For what? Being anti-Trump doesn't mean you're pro-black. I don't know why people don't understand. You made us pro-Trump because you thought that's how you could get us. So stupid. We're not stupid. So we went anti-Trump. Now the fact that y'all all we went pro-Trump. Now y'all anti-Trump can't figure out what we're doing. Now you gotta do all these weird ass things to like grab our attention again because you can't figure out why we would be siding with a maniac. Is he a maniac?
We're winning. You see what's going on.
Corey?
So whatever you can do to help financially would be fantastic because we have to beat it. If it's $5 or $10 or $100, whatever you can do.
And cruelty.
So this is the powerful thing about my friend who I went with on my first trip to the continent of Africa as a senator. And I remember flying in to Zimbabwe.
My brother.
The leader of that country had passed away. And you always correct me on my pronunciation, so I'm going to try my best. Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa, thank you, sir.
Did you hear what he did?
The alligator, it was his reputation.
Oh, shit. Nigga.
Had taken over.
Nigga. You don't even have to do any of this. You don't have to do any of this. This nigga said Nagawe. He just watched Black Panther. So now he's Nigerian. He's African now. He speaks Swahili now. I don't even know why he's doing that. You don't have to do any of that. He said, like my brothers and sisters, you know, if you look at, like I said, don't go to his damn don't go to his damn Wikipedia. He went to an African school as a kid, by the way, mind you. Let's not forget that. As a young child, he went to a school for Africans. He is half Congolese. They told him that on that damn show where they show you your race. He went on the show. They found his race. Shout out to Mortimer in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. This nigga, look. He has African in his blood. And he can't even, when they told him he rehearsed this shit and he still said the wrong thing, right? He can't help it. He can't help it. He can't help it. He's too white. It's too Christ. He's too compromised. He couldn't speak black if he tried. It's out of his system. He's got rid of it. It's flushed. It's just flushed.
White people.
He's Jewish.
White people.
Listen, again, there's nothing wrong with being Jewish. This is not a Jew-hating stream. Please don't cut my shit. Don't cut my shit. Don't cut my shit. Don't do it. I'm not hating on Jews. I'm just saying this nigga ain't no nigga. That's it. That's all I'm saying. He's on some fried chicken bullshit.
New Orleans don't make a lick of sense to most people. A big city built below sea level that throws logic out the window and beads to strangers. And our chicken is no different. A fast food restaurant selling fried chicken that takes 12 hours to marinate? That makes no sense. But it does make delicious. The best recipe for big flavor ain't about logic. Because you know magic when you see it or when you taste it. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
As his leadership. And we, this bipartisan merry group of senators, were going there to sit in a unified bipartisan way and say to this new leader, you need to honor democratic principles. You need to honor free and fair elections. That we want to be your partner, we want to be your friend. But it's time for a new, peaceful, democratic Zimbabwe. And as we landed, I don't know if you remember, he was landing too in the airport, and he was coming from China. He was coming from China, who has different values than we have. In fact, you and I both see now all over the continent of Africa a competition. We come with USAID, we come with PEPFAR, we come with a program called AGOA, helping with economic development. We come with scientists that stand in the breach against the worst infectious diseases. One of the most courageous things I saw Chris Coons do in my life was when the Ebola scare was happening about 8 years ago, and was starting to show up on our shores. You did something that people were afraid to do. You went to Africa to visit with the people from our country that are there fighting Ebola. You had to come in quarantine when you came back to make sure you didn't have it. It was amazing because you were going there to say to the world, I, Chris Coons, Senator for Delaware, here, but America is here.
Nigga, Coon is in his name.
Really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
Coon is in his name. So yeah, he went to Sierra Leone, and he has Sierra Leonean ancestry. Coon is in his name. This nigga say he's my ally. That's my brother. That's what he's Sierra Leonean ancestry. He went to Tappan High School in Africa. So of course he's going back to his roots, his ruts. He's going back to his ruts. But again, you're up here, you're talking about the American citizens and 9/11. You're confusing me. You're confusing me. Are you saying because of the fact we're not supporting these other countries, is this what makes us terrible? Or the fact that Trump is no longer supporting these countries that make us terrible? I feel like these countries have always been struggling, no matter what, whoever the hell is, doesn't matter who's the president. I've always seen Africa is struggling. We've never been able to fix them yet. All we do is send them clothes and plastic rice. We're not doing, we haven't been. So let's not pretend like this is a brand new fucking thing. We've been stopped supporting black countries. I mean, what are we talking about? Seriously, dude. Dude, what are we talking about? They get plastic rice and t-shirts from us for life.
What are we talking about?
That was blown out. That's my fault. Read that again.
What are we talking about?
No. Sorry, my brother. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. Where you going with this? Where you headed? So much glee. Look at him. So much glee.
America knows that an infectious disease anywhere is a threat to public health everywhere. America knows that when it comes to the globe, Martin Luther King was right in his spiritual proclamation in the letters from the Birmingham jail that we are all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a common garment of destiny, that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I have been to where you've been, from Kenya and Tanzania to traveling with you to Ouagadougou.
There he goes again.
You used to make me smile when I used to say the capital of Burkina Faso.
This nigga just saw the light Mufasa. He just saw Mufasa. We just watched Mufasa too. This nigga just watched The Lion King. He said, dude, holy shit. He said, Duga Boo, what nigga, what? What?
Enough champagne to fill the Nile. Kalel, no. Max Lawrence, you're putting yourself and everyone else away from me. Name I need you to give me the hold on boat if I have to. Who are you? What did you say? The lasso of Hastia compels me to reveal the truth.
Gal Gadot. You sound like Gal Gadot, dude. You sound like Gal Gadot doing an African accent. Why would you even do that? Why are you even doing this? He said the Burkina Faso is a Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou. I wouldn't have said it like that. I wouldn't have said it like that. Just saying. I wouldn't have said Burkina Faso Ouagadougou.
I wish a nigga
would like, subscribe, and share.
I wouldn't have said it like that. He sounds crazy. That sounded crazy. Again, if you like what you heard, please
Subscribe and share. It's free. If you have the internet, it's absolutely free. If you have the internet, it's free. If you put on your internet, it be there. Like, subscribe, and share on the internet. It's on the internet. Just put on linktointernet.com.
Shout out to my brothers in the chat. Always with the support. Go check them out. Sports for you. They're going to be covering probably wrestling. I mean, WrestleMania is coming up, so you want to get that going. Sports for you wrestling. Go check them out. What up? Say what up to them in the chat. Appreciate it, or as always, make sure you don't spell appreciate it wrong. Getting all riled up. Corey got me all riled up. Not in a good way. Not in a good way. It's irritating listening to this nigga. I swear to God. That's kind. Kind, again, if you're just joining us, welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:30.
We're going live at 5.
It's the CORYTHON.
We're going live at 5-ish.
It's the CORYTHON.
6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 665. Ooh, that's it.
It's time for the CORYTHON.
It's time for the
CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON.
It's time for the
CORYTHON.
It's time for the
CORYTHON.
Shout out.
Knock me up. I'm fighting for my life. Knock me up. I'm fighting for my life.
If it looks like a breakdown, you know what to do. All right. If it looks like a breakdown, you know what to do.
Regular, it's regular. No.
All right. Back to it.
Ouagadougou, my friend.
Oh, he said Ouagadougou, my friend.
There's a word I learned from a language, the Bantu language.
Oh.
It basically roughly translates into this: I am because we are. I am because we are.
None of this energy is in America.
America has learned the power of soft power. General Mattis knew much cheaper investment, much more success. String of successes that we've had in the last 25 years have been with our soft power, not with our 20-year wars in places like Iraq and Afghanistan. General Mattis knew that. He gave wisdom. He said, do not cut the State Department. Do not cut USAID. They're making an invaluable contribution to fighting terrorism, to fighting instability, to spreading democracy, to fighting infectious diseases, where we go and stand. But now we're shrinking, we're retreating, we're pulling back, we're cutting aid. And when crises are happening like we're seeing in Myanmar right now, we don't even have the personnel to be there to help people. But you know who does? China. And they show up. And they leverage influence. You and I know this in the continent of Africa. They're here, take our money, be in debt to us now, and we have control. By the way, we want a military port here, like they have right next to us in Djibouti.
Anybody in America that's black is bad.
The Chinese are playing a long game, and Trump is playing into their hands and weakening our nation, not just against infectious diseases, not just against the global fight against climate change, not just against the economic opportunities that we're missing out on in the continent of Africa. And guess what? If you don't know this, by 2050, 1 out of every 4 people on the planet Earth will live on the continent of Africa. 1 of every 3 working age people on the planet Earth will be on the continent of Africa. China's playing the long game. Not only critical rare earth minerals, but the economic power of the most populous continent on the planet. And what are we doing with Trump? We're doing Michael Jackson. We're moonwalking away from that continent, saying, China, go ahead. I love you, Chris Coons.
Jackson, nigga.
I am the ranking member of this subcommittee.
All right, look, you know what? He did it. He did mention one Black American. He did. He mentioned Michael Jackson. That counts. That counts. That's an American. But he's got to stop moving.
Yeah, parala. All that jumping is making me nervous.
They jump so much because they have superpowers. ¿Tú no entiendes, chingao?
He's moving, he's rocking. He's losing it. He's doing Fred Sanford, a little rocking back and forth. He did mention Michael Jackson, so I can't say he hasn't mentioned one Black American yet. He mentioned Michael Jackson. I'm not counting Martin Luther King. That's stupid because that's a sport. Of course, he's going to mention another speaker who.
Once again, I'm not an activist. I'm just caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
You can't mention another speaker while you're doing it. It's like when sport people mention other sports. That don't count. I just wanted to know if he was going to mention any other person, Black person in America. It was Michael Jackson. Now we're going back to Africa.
And all this stuff that's going on political and these people up here, they don't care about us. So the stuff that whatever y'all do, it's affecting y'all, not us.
Committee inspired by you, Chris Coons, and the work that you and me and Lindsey Graham and John McCain did over the last 10 years is being swept away as our allies are saying frightening things that they have to look elsewhere for leadership and not to the people that saved the free world. It is a shame that we're doing to my grandparents' generation. With my grandmother with her war bonds and her victory garden, and my grandfather building bombers at the Willow Run bomber plant in Michigan. All the country came together and sacrificed for the war effort. We saved Europe. We bled and died on that European continent. There are, and you've seen them, these fields of crosses, and you see some Stars of David, and you see some Muslim graves. You see it all. Our American boys died. And yet we still invested in that continent. We still invested with the Marshall Plan. We still invested with the Berlin Airlift. We still stood up to communism. And a great Republican president stood up in front of a Russian autocratic leader and said, Gorbachev, tear down the wall. And what is Trump going to remember? You and I both visit, and occasionally we meet a World War II veteran. In my state, there are some incredible men that still wear their hat, and if they can, they stand with pride. They are called the greatest generation. And what are we doing to their legacy?
Now.
What are we doing to their legacy, Chris?
Now we're doing, now.
I'm going to keep talking unless somebody wants to say, Senator, yield for a question.
The senator yield for a question.
I yield for a question while retaining the floor.
First of all, thank you so much for what you are doing, Senator Booker. You are drawing our nation's attention to what Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Doge are seeking to do to our country, especially the most vulnerable in our society.
You see what's going on.
You, Senator Booker, you have been a champion for the poor, for the sick, for the disabled, for those most in need throughout your entire life. That is who you are. You are absolutely a champion for those who need help the most. So as we look at what Donald Trump is proposing, to destroy the Department of Education, just to level it, knowing that Title I money goes to the poorest children in Newark, in Boston, so that they can have as close to an equal footing as is possible so that they too can compete to ensure they enjoy.
Sorry, got to stop you there, but one of the main problems that we always talk about with the Black culture in America, you didn't give us a chance to compete. Now you want to talk about people having a chance to compete and having a shot at life and having a heads up? Are you out of your mind?
Oh, you good? You good?
You know what's funny?
You good?
Having a shot and having a chance? Is this a joke? This is a joke. This is a gimmick. We're having fun. We're having fun. This is not real.
The American dream. Got Medicaid, knowing that there's 338,000 people just in Massachusetts alone who are on disabilities in Medicaid, in order to deal with those afflictions which their families need a little bit of help to deal with. To begin a process of saying that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
And knowing that ultimately they need the billions of dollars for the tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires. And they have to get it out of education. They have to get it out of Medicaid. They have to get it out of veterans benefits. They have to get it out of Social Security. We know what their plot is. The plot is to get $2 trillion out of the programs that affect ordinary people in order to have tax breaks for the wealthiest people in our nation. And most of it will come out of health care. It'll come out of Medicaid, ultimately out of Medicare, out of the Affordable Care Act, out of veterans benefits, health care for every family, for the wealthiest in our society who don't need a tax break.
You said like
one thing they don't need right now is a tax break, especially, and Jeff Bezos and Jeff Zuckerberg now control more wealth than the bottom 50% of our nation combined.
He said,
do they really need a tax break? I mean, I know the president put him right behind him at his inauguration.
You're supposed to say that the guys that run.
Oh my God, the cabinet sits behind billionaires?
No.
The founding fathers are spinning in their graves,
this guy,
thinking about how they've inverted what is supposed to be the way in which our government, our country works. So
Supposed to be mad at
So I thank you for your incredible leadership. You are putting the spotlight on what is going wrong in this country right now, this oligarchy seeking to take over our nation. So I thank the senator for what he is doing. It is just so consistent with his whole life, what he stands for on the floor of the Senate today, a conscience for the nation. So can the senator tell the Senate today, the nation, what this could mean if we continue down this path of Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Doge for those families who need help the most in our society?
I so appreciate the senator, and I want to tell folks, when I wrote my book, I thought I knew this man here, but I did a lot about environmental justice in my book. And I to the office, as I might around the same time, no idea of the kind of things you did in the United States House of Representatives, how many bills that made a difference for people's lives in Boston and in Newark and Camden and Passaic. You are one of the people that, after a few years here, I discovered in 2015, writing my book, how amazing your career is. And now, having served in the Senate about the same amount of time, I am so grateful for you. And you have been so consistent in why you came here, not forgetting the people you've been fighting for your whole career. And so your question is right aligned with that point.
If you're joining me on this Saturday, I appreciate you. It could be anywhere else, but you're here at Live at 5, the only show.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
It was said earlier about this humanity's biggest fight, humanity's biggest consistent theme, us versus them or just us. I don't like when we pit one group in this country against another group. It's not us versus the billionaires or us versus the Republicans. It's understanding what is best for we the people. How can we create a more perfect union? And I will tell you this right now. We are a union in trouble.
Somebody did so that
compared to our global peers. We have higher disease rates, higher diabetes rates, higher cancer rates, higher maternal mortality rates, higher premature birth rates, higher infant mortality rates. There are so many things going on in this country that should not go on. But yet we are a nation of utter abundance. We are a nation of incredible wealth and resources. And we've proven in our past to be a nation of incredible vision. And that's why I don't understand why we are playing so small, why we have a president that is playing so small. It's not coming here like presidents of the past and saying, we together, from Reagan to Clinton to Obama, there's a big challenge, America. We together are going to get into the room and do sausage making, Republicans and Democrats, and we're going to find a way to write great legislation. Whatever you want to say about Joe Biden, he was a big president because he didn't try to do things by executive fiat, or as a quote of Donald Trump's I put here, the primacy of the executive, ignoring our Constitution.
All right, hold on. I'll let you finish, Corey. I'll let you finish. Let's not forget. You know what?
And what? You know, let's check. What's
Google time? It's Google time. What is it?
Let's not forget that this happened in real life, real time.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
This happened, so not fake. Hold on. It's CORYTHON. I'll get the Corey back, but let's just go over this real quick. Let's not forget about this. Hold on. Welcome to the CORYTHON.
It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON. It's time for the CORYTHON.
You know, the fact that Microsoft always suggests Yahoo, it's like, what do they have against Google? Why do you have to fight? You have to fight to get the browser to. They have a thing. It's stressful. Not that stressful. Hold on. Korea. Hold on. We got this. I only feel old when I do this. Other than that, I never feel old. But doing this, I feel old. Makes me feel like an old man. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. Just keep saying hold on. Never get it. So now the story's stop this. 1 second. Okay, we got it. It's a cookie. It was a cookie thing. It was a cookie thing. It's okay. We got it. Look at this. Hold on. Let's not forget about this. Hold on. Hold on. Jim Calhoun called Joe Biden an honorary black man, according to Cory Booker. Hold on. He mentioned that during the speech and doubled down and co-signed that. He co-signed that Biden was an ordinary black man. Look at the coonery. Hold on. Nobody knew who this guy was until Corey shouted him out. Hold on. Hold on. All right, here we go. The coon shit. Here we go. Look at it.
City built below sea level, it throws logic out the window and beads to strangers. Fast food restaurants selling fried chicken that takes 12 hours to marinate? That makes no sense. But it does make delicious. The best recipe for big flavor ain't about logic. Because you know magic when you see it or when you taste it. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
What's this? What's that? Is that cool? Is that cool? He's giving out black cards. He's barely black. How can you give out black cards and you're barely black? He's giving out black passes. Dude, you can't give out black passes when you're mixed. You could say you're not mixed, but you're not black. I don't know who you are, dude.
White people doing white people things.
I don't know who you are, dude. I don't know who you are. All right. Let's not forget that he did that. It's not fake. That was real. 100. There's a video of him. You can Google it yourself. He goes, Biden, basically my nigga. So Whatever. His prerogative, right? I'll race his prerogative. All right, back to the damn thing. We gotta hang it in there. We got the sweatpants on. Shit, it's rough.
You know how many bipartisan
Warner.
still remember that skiff, a classified skiff. It was there, and our national security team and science bill.
Go back to my home country.
Decades went by in this body with doing nothing on gun violence. Decades and courageous people on the my lines, you got your lines, but let's find the space in the middle. And we did programs, and if you come to New Jersey, the community violence intervention money is lowering murder rates in places like Newark by over 50%, helping to get it done along with our great law enforcement officers. And the incredible thing about that now is Trump is trying to claw back that money, violating the separation of powers, because we decide how we're spending money in America, not the executive. Read the Constitution.
Nobody knows that.
And so you and I both know that a big president would come to here and say, let's do some legislation. But John McCain, and I read it in the middle of the night, but John McCain, it's really important, John McCain, I won't read it, but I will tell it, voted against the healthcare last time, the taking away of healthcare for millions of Americans, and said that's because of the dysfunction of this body that we don't come together and do something bigger and bolder to provide better health care, to bring the ideas from both sides and expand the opportunities for Americans and replace the imperfections of the Affordable Care Act with smarter and better things. Not Donald Trump. He's repeating why the mistakes, but not with the ACA, which affects tens of millions of Americans, with Medicaid, that affects 70 to 100 million Americans. Why? You ask why? Well, we know why. There's two things that this will achieve. Two things. One, as you said it, it is because he wants to not just renew the Trump tax cuts, but expand them that have disproportionate benefits to the wealthiest. And I wish the wealthiest in the country, names that we know, people like Elon Musk would say, I don't want a tax cut. I wish he would say the truth. I don't need a tax cut. But no, that's one of the reasons. He wants to renew a program that gave disproportionate money, but that's not the only reason. There's a cruelty in what he's doing.
That's what you hear it. Listen.
So offensive. He seems to have no respect for people with disabilities. He made fun of a journalist with a disability once. He seems to have no respect for people who are working hard and struggling, still can't meet. No respect for people that are afraid of his language, of his threats. They think that what he's doing to Social Security might mean they don't have it, that what he's saying to Medicare and Medicaid are lies, because he's got more registered lies than any president of my lifetime. They don't think they can trust this president not to hurt them, because he already is.
Because he tells you what he's thinking on the spot.
And so I was told by my parents, what defines you as a person is not what happens to you, but how you choose to respond. What happens to us as a nation is not what happens to us. They can bomb us from Pearl Harbor to attack us at 9/11. The American character was defined by how we responded to those crises. And yes, there have been major political crises before, but we responded by bending the arc of our nation more towards justice, taking care of more and more people, saying that we belong to each other in America. It is we the people. It is we the people. I see the standing of my friend, Mark Warner. I don't know if he has a question, but I know what I'm told to say if he asks me to yield for a question.
Will the senator yield for a question?
I yield for a question while retaining the floor.
Well, Mr. President, let me join my friend and colleague from Massachusetts. One, to celebrate the senator from New Jersey's endurance, his willingness to continue to make this case in as clear terms as possible. Not having been here last night at 6:30, I do wonder when he started this speechathon at 6:30, whether the bob and the weave and the move was quite as strong, or was he firmly attached to
nervous. All that jumping is making me nervous.
They jump so much because they have superpowers. ¿Qué no entiendes, chingao?
That's what I just said. They call it bobbing and weaving. No, I said he's just rocking back and forth because he's a Jew. When Jews are they're in their synagogue, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. He should have been a rabbi, because that's what he's practicing. This is what he's giving rabbi. He's giving Hava Navida Haga.
Oh! You good? You good?
He's congratulating on his Jewish posture. I love this shit.
the podium. The fact that you are going on more than 12 hours now and look like you've got hours ahead and hours before you sleep, and knowing that there are other members who've got a question, including the majority leader. I just want to be brief with mine. You've talked a lot with great passion about the damage done domestically. As chairman of the Intelligence Committee, now vice chairman, I have been aghast at the sloppiness of this administration time after time after time in terms of
what's
treatment
funny?
of classified information. First 2 weeks of the administration, strangely, a couple hundred CIA agents' identities were revealed on a non-classified chain. These probationary employees, means new employees, the American government had spent a couple $100,000 on each of them. You got to get a security clearance, you got to get them trained. Unfortunately, these folks can't deploy abroad. They can't deploy undercover because their names were carelessly put on an unsecured channel. If you say, well, that a week or so later, the Doge boys, they print a whole list of federal properties that should be for sale. They quickly take it down a few hours later, realizing they once again have screwed up. But in putting up that list, they put on classified dark sites that the American government, again, spends millions of dollars to protect.
Dark web?
Or more recently as well, the Doge boys,
Not the dark web.
either ignorantly or maliciously,
Good point. Although he's a pedophile. If you only show it to children, they're going
plain
to think
stupid.
Yeah, he's a pedophile. No.
Yeah, no. Let's not shout out the dark web. They sell the babies on there. No. No shout outs to the dark web. This is how you get banned. When you shout out the dark web. Whoa.
Holy shit! What is reality?
Put out the list of a classified agency, its budget, total head count, again, all classified information. And Senator, one thing I can tell you, and I know you know this as well, if this had happened to a line intelligence officer or a line military officer, there'd be no question. Your butt would be fired. Matter of fact, information yesterday, there had been a DHS employee who had inadvertently put a journalist on a chat line.
Yeah.
Guess what happened?
Yeah, we heard about that.
The guy's fired.
So
when it came to this incident, now called Signalgate,
not to say that they're not,
or Signalgate fiasco, where you've got the leading members of this administration debating
X, and you can hear about
who will be hit and when. I was down in Hampton Roads this weekend. These were the communities that surround the Norfolk Naval Station. Norfolk Naval Station is where the Truman, the aircraft carrier, has been deployed from. It is the area that the flights that attacked the Houthis flew off of. I can tell you one thing, Senator Booker. These people were pissed off that there'd been this level of carelessness
talking about the Swahilis again.
about their law. So, Senator Booker, as you put down the litanies of all of the challenges that have been raised by this administration, I'll ask you a simple question. Do you agree that this pattern, not one-off, pattern of sloppiness endangers our national security?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I love that you gave that litany, Senator. I've benefited from your leadership on the Intel Committee. You are one of the people that when things go down on the planet Earth, you're one of the small handful of people with the highest security clearance here, before rank and file senators do. And we've had so many conversations about threat matrices and what our enemies are doing. You've sent me to the SCIF and say, I can't talk to you about this. Go down in the SCIF and ask for the information and help me to fill out my understanding of national security threats. I am stunned by this president. All that I've read in the SCIFs about what Russia is doing to this country, I am stunned and angry by this president and what he is doing to us by cozying up to Putin and turning his back on our allies.
Shout out to Putin.
But the sloppiness, the unqualified leaders that he's put in place, it has caused us to be more at risk. And the Signalgate, you said it. If that had happened under any other president, Republican or Democrat, whoever controlled the Senate would have hearings. They would want to know, was this pattern in practice? Did these signal conversations happen before and we only know about this one because it's somehow you pulled in a journalist? Well, that's a violation of the law.
Right.
Because they're disappearing messages. We're destroying government documents that the executive branch has a legal obligation. And the classified materials, putting it out there, first saying, oh, there's nothing classified about that, lying, and then they put out the actual.
Rest in peace to Robert Brooks, who got murdered on TV. He's talking about things that are happening in broad daylight and how we're going to sit here and watch this happen in broad daylight. Dude. Since the 90s, cops been getting off for Black Death. Since the 90s. Before that, of course. I'm just talking about as far as I've been alive. It's just been a vibe. It's just how it goes.
Did you feel that?
Yeah. So it's not surprising to see injustice on television. It happens all the fucking time. So now you think because the age of the internet, where there's so many opinions and there's things that seem like they are fair. Things that are fair could be seen as unfair now. Now justice can be seen as injustice.
It's time
They come out.
CORYTHON.
This is them coming out with nonsense. This comes to nonsense. Fried chicken bullshit.
New Orleans don't make a lick of sense to most people.
Endurance. We're still talking about other countries. We're back. We're here, but we're on fried chicken bullshit time. Hold on 1 second. Gotta say goodbye to the love. May the world. There we go. Gotta send the text. She's on her way. Marcella's on her way. Shouts to Marcella at Negros too. Joining us in the chat. Joining us in the other stuff. We got some woke goat stuff coming this weekend. Hopefully, we'll see if we get that. If not, you know, we can get the game. We get the game back together too. Get this new shit going on. Soon enough. Soon enough. We will have the full ODD NEGROZ crew back together. But for now, this is Live at 5.
We're going live at 5.
Where we're doing the CORYTHON. We're doing the CORYTHON. I am 2 hours in. If you add yesterday, 3 hours. It's 3 hours plus. Well, who's counting? Who's counting? Let's get back to it.
Said, okay, if there's nothing classified, they release the whole thing. And to the wisdom of people like you, and again, more wisdom and experience at Intel than me, it's clearly that was sensitive, probably classified, but we should be having hearings and accountability. I keep going back to how this document is being undermined and attacked by this president. And one...
He uses words like accountability. This country doesn't know anything about accountability. What accountability? We don't even recognize our own citizens as citizens. It's endurance. It's CORYTHON.
Of the powers and responsibilities that we swore to uphold. Everyone to uphold this was that we are to be a check on the administration. Before I yield to the next question from Senator Schumer, I want to talk about Senator Schumer. I just want to say something, get it off my chest. Senator Murphy, we've passed the 15-hour mark. I want to thank Senator Murphy in particular because he's been with me the whole night. He hasn't left my side. And in some ways, the debt's repaid. We passed 15 hours because we called Chuck Schumer 9 years ago. 9 years ago. I remember exactly where I was standing when three of us were on the phone and we asked Chuck to help us for you to take the floor right down there and do a filibuster. We didn't know how long it was going to last, but I committed to you that I would be your aide de camp. 15 hours you stood, Chris Murphy, saying that this nation shouldn't do business as usual for the Pulse massacre. The leader of the Senate 9 years ago said, I support you guys, go ahead. And so one of the first people I called Senator Schumer and talked to about this actually was me. And he did full circle for me and has been with me the whole 15 hours. His debt is paid, but I got fuel in the tank, man. And the only reason you stopped wasn't because you couldn't go on anymore. It was because we got a concession from Mitch McConnell. We got a concession to get 2 votes on safety. That
Marcella asked if the people have to stay in the room with him while he does this. Confirmed.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
They do have to stay in the room. Schumer did, Mark did, all of them. Still in the room. There's a 15-hour mark, 59 minutes in real time, condensed time, let me say. 59 minutes. This is 59. This is all right. This video is 12 minutes long. It's 25 minutes cut into 12 hours. 25 minutes cut into 12 hours, 59 minutes in on an edited 25-hour video, which means that the people that are there have been there for over 10 hours, just hanging out with him, listen to him talk. I had a laugh.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was my doing.
I had a laugh. I had a laugh.
Yep, I got that. All that jumping is making me nervous.
I don't like the posture. I feel like I was at some sort of synagogue and I'm getting taught to by some rabbi. I don't know what this is. He's thanking more Jewish people for their contribution to this protest. Look at his face. Look. So much glee. And he mentions his brothers. These are his brothers.
Forward, like universal background checks in the past, we lost that vote. But in both occasions, 9 years apart, once where Murphy was the principal, and we had a leader that said, yeah, how can I help? And so I want to thank Senator Schumer before I suspect he might ask me to yield for a question for being a friend, a partner, and one of the first people I turned to with this idea, and that encouraged me to go for it,
wow.
Cory. And so thank you, Chuck Schumer.
Would the senator yield for a question?
I yield for a question while retaining the floor.
And I have two questions, frankly. One on Medicaid cuts, which we talked about last night, and one on tariffs. But first, let me say before I get to this question, your strength, your fortitude, your clarity has just been nothing short. All of America is paying attention to what you're saying. All of America needs to know there's so many problems, the disastrous actions of this administration in terms of how they're helping only the billionaires and hurting average families. You have brought that forth with such clarity. People from one end of America to the other admire you. Our whole caucus is behind you, and we admire your stamina, your strength, your passion, your intelligence. The list of adjectives could go on. My question first relates to the Medicaid cuts. As we talked about last night, I visited three Republican districts, one in Staten Island, one right on the border of two Republican districts in Long Island yesterday, to talk about Medicaid cuts. I went to nursing homes, and it was clear that the Medicaid cuts that are proposed in this proposal, $880 billion in the House, would be devastating. On Staten Island, the nursing home we visited, they love it, Silver Lake Nursing Home, would close.
He says Staten Island.
300 people would lose their jobs, hundreds would be thrown out, and most of them said, their children can't take care of them. It's their needs are more advanced. And even some who said their children might be able to take care of them didn't have room in the house, etc. So it's affecting Staten Island's a middle class, voted for Trump.
Odd Negroes. I'm gonna go online and odd Negroes.
But we made a plea to their congresswoman.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you guys.
To not vote for any bill that had these Medicaid cuts and the tax breaks for billionaires. And a lot of the people there were, it was bipartisan, there were both parties there. We estimated that about 18,000 people total would lose their jobs with these Medicaid cuts, creating a recession on Staten Island. We estimated the harm that would have caused. And so this was devastating. Same thing on Long Island. Again, Republican areas with Republican Congress people who hold the balance. If those three Congress people alone would say, I'm not voting for a bill that cuts Medicaid to give tax breaks for the billionaires, the bill would fail.
No, not like
so, and I know that you in New Jersey and my colleagues in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and elsewhere are doing the same thing, congressmen and senators, and I've talked to Leader Jeffries, and he's doing the same with his folks. So my question to you is very simple. If these people in New Jersey, in New York, across America, are kicked out of nursing homes, of assisted living facilities, of healthcare facilities, what would they do? How could they, and how does the senator, with his passion and everything else, feel when the only reason they're doing this is give tax breaks to the wealthiest of Americans? Would you please answer my question, sir?
Yes, I will, Leader Schumer. I earlier, or late last night rather, I read dozens and dozens and dozens of letters from terrified people. The stories were heartbreaking as people rendered their pride and gave us insights into the more painful aspects of their lives.
2 people have entered the chat.
I got emotional over one about a person talking about being diagnosed with Parkinson's and know that the disease was more and more debilitating, like I saw with my father, and demand more and more help. And she was paranoid that the burden on her family, that they couldn't afford it.
Thank you for your
I had these one amazing letter about a person that said they were the sandwich generation, 290.
I don't care. I stopped. I'm done. Something I did want to talk about. I tried 50 minutes of this, and I listened an hour. We're back at the Jews. I'm not doing this. Like I said, it's very simple.
And all this stuff that's going on political and these people up here, they don't care about us. Because the stuff that whatever y'all doing, it's affecting y'all, not us.
I can't listen to this guy constantly give these praises to these Jewish people in the community. Like they're the only people that exist in this country. America consists of a melting pot. That's what they said. That's not what I said. That's what they said. So why is it every time that if we want to get mentioned, it's this is not me. I'm fighting for my life. It's got to be after everybody else. Every time after everybody else. I wanted to share this story with you. Going back to X. We're going back to X, and I'm gonna wrap it up because this is, like I said, this was supposed to be a long one.
Fucking damn! Fuck what you heard! It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out and stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make a motherfucker wonder if he did it. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am light, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I break who you sending me. You motherfuckers never wanted nothing but your life saved. Bitch, and that's on a life day. I'm getting down. Like a nigga said, freeze. But won't be the one ending up on his knees. Bitch, please. If the only thing you cats did was came out to play, stay out my way, motherfucker.
That's what it is. That's what's up. Rest in peace to DMX. Shouts to DMX. Do the bots ever think about you when they sending you all the spam? Do the bots think about how you feel? I don't think so. You're like, yeah, okay, sure. You want to show me your breasts, or you're doing, you're live right now on your cam. But do they care about how you feel, the bots? I don't think so. Do the Nigerians who want me to give them money care about my feelings? No. Her name Tamika? Nope, doesn't care. So, but you go to X, they're asking you for your information. Get to know me first before you scam me. All right, I'm looking for my bookmarks, and we're gonna wrap this up. I just want to share a story. I just don't know how I feel about it. I'm on the fence. On the fence. This is, we're going back to X Gonna Give It To Her. This is, hey, Kiki.
Oh! You good? You good?
This video is resurfacing of her hanging out with no one other. So every time I never feel old until I have to use the internet on a live stream, and then I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. But we'll get to the bookmarks. Just give me my bookmarks. There we go. We got it. All right. Last video, and then I'm out of here. This is it. I wanted to share this. I don't know what's going on. You tell me what you think is going on. Cause I'm baffled. I'm baffled. Share it. Share it and replay it. Do it and redo it. Again, this is X Gonna Give It To You. You're watching live at 5. The only show that sets at 7 o'clock. And if you like what you're seeing,
I wish a nigga
would like, subscribe, and share.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6
Y'all let me know what you think about this. Kiki girl, what you doing? What you doing, girl? She's out here. See what's going on with this.
I'm here with one of my favorite people in the world, okay? And he's playing the most amazing new track.
Why is he sitting on R. Kelly's live?
I'm here with one of my favorite people in the world, okay? And he's playing the most amazing new track. Are they ready for this new shit?
I'm a biter.
Oh,
that's just how we keep it. And I don't let him drive the whip.
I just let him keep it.
DLC, Shelly got them waterfalls.
That thing be so wet, I don't dive in without telling.
I'm here with one of my favorite people in the world, okay? And he's playing the most amazing new track.
She can't say that he's one of her favorite people in the whole world. Hold on, you can't say that.
That's a good point. Although he is a pedophile. If you only show it to children, they're going to think it's big. Yeah, he is a pedophile. Yeah.
You can't have him as your favorite person in the world. We're not talking about not listening to his music anymore, but I'm not sure why you're sitting on his lap. Kiki, what you doing, girl? Why are you sitting on R. Kelly's lap?
That's a good point. Although he is a pedophile. If you only show it to children, they're going to think it's big. Yeah, he is a pedophile. Yeah.
He said 15 and up, so that wasn't me. That's what R. Kelly said. R. Kelly said 15 and up.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
I don't know. You let me know in the chat. Future, what do you think about that? Just wanted to share that with you. I'm not sure what's going on with Kiki and why she's sitting on R. Kelly's lap. Because don't forget. He said
subscribe and share. It's free. If you have the internet, it's absolutely
if you only
free.
show it to
If you
children,
have
they're
the
going to think it's
internet,
big.
it's
Yeah,
free.
he is a pedophile.
If you put on your internet, it'd be there. Like, subscribe, and share on the internet. It's on the internet. Just put on linktointernet.com.
So yeah, this has been Live at 5. The only show starts at 6:30. We started a little early today. I got through as much as I can of Corey. That's it. We're ending on Kiki. I'm not sure what she's doing on R. Kelly's lap. It's none of my business, but you can't have this guy as one of your favorite people. You can't do that. You can't say R. Kelly's your favorite person. No, not fave. You can't be your bestie. Even though I love black women.
The African-American woman is the backbone of the black family, really of the whole American family.
I understand that. I'm well aware of that. But what I'm trying to say is you can't have R. Kelly as your bestie. Not now. Probably not then either. It's probably bad for some people. Fuck. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. All right. Well, this has been Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:30, sometimes 7. I'll be back on Wednesday, taking a well-deserved break.
White people doing white people things.
Corey, I don't know what to say to you, my brother. You are a Jewish man trapped in a light-skinned man's body, and I wish you the best. I won't ever know how that speech ends because I'm not going back. Keep praising people with coon in the name. It's in the name. I have no time.
I don't have friends. I got family. CORYTHON. It's time for CORYTHON.
This has been Live at 5. CORYTHON.
It's time for
Don't forget to love yourself. Love you right back. I'll be back on Wednesday. I don't know. 6:30, 6:45. We have another topic. We're not doing Corey again. That's it. I don't care how it ends. I know how it ends. It's due. It ends in June. I was supposed to talk about Obama, but I've had my cool show for the night. Kiki.
Oh, you good? You good?
All right. Love yourselves. We love you back. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all the shit, do all the things. Don't just stand there. If it looks like a breakdown, do something about it. Follow us on YouTube.
Of course. Odd Negroz on Spotify.
Wait, is what? Say it again.
Shout yours out.
Odd Negroz?
ODD, Odd Negroz.
Oh.
I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Again, don't forget to love yourselves and we love you back. This has been a CORYTHON. I don't know what else you want. I've watched as much as I could of them. I made it about an hour in on a 11-hour video. I'll never see the end of it.
I was like standing on the corner drinking 40s, smoking weed. And so God like pursued me though.
All right, guys. So I'll see you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't forget, like I said, love yourselves and love you back. And if you like what you're hearing, please subscribe to us. It's Odd Negroz on YouTube and everywhere. We're everywhere. All right. I'll see you then.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.